All right, so let's begin our discussions fully now, still in the spirit of International Women's Day celebration, which is today. We begin with gender equality issues. Well, now the House of Representatives has rescinded its decision on 3 gender-related constitution alteration bills. Now, these bills are for the expansion of the scope of citizenship by registration, as well as the affirmation action for women in political party administration, and the provision for the criteria to be an indigene of a state here in Nigeria. The bills for the creation of special seats for women in national and state houses of assembly and the 20% quota for women for appointment into federal and state cabinets were, however, not listed in the motion for the U-turn. Well, Asuquo, you said a bit of that in your opening remarks now, but how do you weigh this move by the House of Representatives? Like you rightly noted days ago, the decision of the House not to, work on these bills now, contrary to expectations before now, the likes of Mrs. Buhari, coming in to show solidarity, and all of a sudden, a huge disappointment for the women. As of this morning, in fact, there were still protests in Abuja and elsewhere on this move, and now we see this about turn.
Yeah, I want to commend the leadership of the House of Representatives. I think after the protest, widespread protest from 1st of March, where women were thinking that it's going to be they declare like a public holiday for themselves, where the National Assembly will now see them as an integral part of the system, and only for them to be jolted by the votes in both houses, both at the Green Chamber and the Red Chamber. It was like it was planned. But after everything, after the protests, after the reconciliation, and what you have seen today, the Speaker and the committee of the House, the whole, decided, okay, let's reconsider the bill. It was serious because if you look at it, the way they were voting was as if they were angry with the women. Every bill that came concerning women, it was nay, 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 all failed that particular day. But now that they are reconsidering the bills, it will go a long way, at least to give women hope that at least something, they are not just women for women, but at least there's the kind of equity, and there will be that balance, either in the political space or even in the social space. Because what you notice is that sometimes where you have opportunity, where government have opportunity of employing women, appointing women, into some positions. Imagine having a commissioner, a woman. I'm just saying because I've not seen any. A Ministry of Women Affairs being run by a man, and at the end of the day, everybody will feel cool for it. Or you see a ministry for youth or children, anything that concerns children being run by a man. No, I feel that a woman can do better when it comes to such ministries. And with this, it will now give anybody who is at the top, because we are even praying that someday we will have a governor, a female governor, and someday we might have a female president, whereby these bills will make a lot of sense. And she can also push for more bills that will also give women that equity and equality when it comes to positions and social issues. Because right now, women are even relegated. Whether we like it or we don't, women are still relegated. But with this, if the bills are passed, it's just, we have moved further. And so after this, we want to see more, whereby women will be able to women will have power to be able to take decisions, and then they won't be afraid. This is for them to consider this. I think it's going to go a long way. Especially, I looked at one of the bills, the one that talks about bill to provide special seats for women in the National and State House of Assembly.
That's still a no.
You know, that one is still a no. Because it's going to be very difficult.
Okay.
Because that one is dependent on the people.
All right.
Down in their different constituencies.
All right. Adekole, what's it like for you? How much of a significance is this change of mind on the part of our lawmakers?
I'm here to see any change of mind. I have to confess to you, because bringing back an issue doesn't mean it will eventually, you know,
but at least it will be reconsidered and thrown up.
But I commend the leadership of the House for at least being sensitive to the feelings of women. That I like a lot. But there's nothing to celebrate yet. You understand my point? Because some of these things we think is about law, it's about legislations, are really, you know, deep in our culture, sometimes in our religions. You get my point? You know, there are sections of Nigeria where a woman has no right of inheritance. And there's nothing anybody can do for now. You know, there are some sections of Nigeria that the woman is seen majorly as you understand my point? And some we want to say is because of religion, some will say it's culture. So we have a lot of work to do in this aspect. I love what the women are doing, but I want them to do more, in the sense that how do we change some of the negative stereotypes in our culture? There's a section of Nigeria that I know very well. I won't tell you that if a woman has 10 children and all of them are women, all of them are young girls, the family believes that the person is yet to marry, that you still have to marry another person until you get a man, I mean a boy. You are not yet a married person. You get my point? And when these things are taking place, you see the role women themselves, mothers, play. Some of them, you wonder that, don't you know you are being unfair to your fellow woman? You get my point? So when you blame men, we should also blame part of these problems on women themselves, instead of standing that, but because you are the mother-in-law, your son gets married to a lady that doesn't have a boy, they have 4 children, all of them are girls, you have to insist that the boy must marry another woman because she has to have, you know, or they continue to have children. You get my point?
Until they get to that point.
Yes, it happens. And when you watch very well. So many of these issues, they are no good for us. For example, look at another one, which I want the National Assembly to address. A woman gets married to somebody from another state, and she becomes a political, a known quantity in politics, and she wants to run for office. Do you know, by our law, there will be controversy? The people in her husband's state, where she's been 10, 20, 30 years, suddenly she becomes a nobody. She will have to run back to so state where she has led for 30, 40 years. So these are some of the absurdities in our system that we should address.
We see